Andrew.
Wow! Catherine, Remak, a professional set, and they got professionals here, cameras and lights.
Isn't it amazing?
I knew it. Linda and Rick were nervous about me doing this again this year, so they had to bring in a professional co-host to make sure.
You did show up with no pants last year.
I know. It's a little bit different because last year, I was shooting this on my iPhone in my bedroom with my kids, and now we've got real professionals. So
yeah, and aren't they great?
this is awesome. Well, hopefully we can pull this off. Are you ready to do this?
I'm ready.
All right, with the lights are on, the cameras are rolling. Can we go, guys? All right, 3, 2, 1, here we go. Happy Mother's Day, Catherine.
And happy Mother's Day to everybody that's watching, the moms and everybody that's joining us remotely.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 20th anniversary celebration of the Mother's Day Luncheon presented by VNA Health.
And you know, Andrew, I was just thinking, together, between the two of us, we have 14 years combined experience hosting this event.
That's right, and we had big shoes to fill because before us it was Larry Crandall, we had Debbie Davison as Masters of Ceremony, and even Aaron Graffey emceed the luncheon one year.
And now that brings back a lot of memories.
Well, I gotta say for me, the 2016 Mother's Day Luncheon was extra special, and that was because my mother was honored, and my family got to share stories and photos and really celebrate my mother's love for this community.
And well, today we celebrate 20 years of honored and remembered moms, including your own. I remember that very well. We're going to be flashing back and reliving memories of over 40 incredible women who have given their time and their talent to nurture the well-being of our very sacred community.
You know, and caring for our community is what VNA Health has been doing and continues to do for more than a century.
And yes, Andrew, and did you know that VNA was actually founded by one nurse, Miss Marion Watts, and a group of public-spirited and far-sighted women?
Well, actually, I do, Catherine. And also, VNA Health was a trailblazing nonprofit health organization establishing our community's first urgent care, the VNA Dental Clinic, and the VNA County Nursing Program, just to name a few.
And thanks to community support and special fundraising events like today's annual Mother's Day Luncheon, VNA Health has also been able to continue charitable programs like music therapy, pet therapy, We Honor Veterans Program, Telehealth, Charity Care, and Serenity House, and the Loan Closet.
And those are such important programs to ensure expert medical care that continues from hospital to home. Well, I think we have an expert and a nurse here in the house with us today who can tell us more about VNA Health. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in welcoming VNA Health President and CEO, Linda Tanner.
Yay, Linda!
Thank you, Andrew and Catherine, and thank you everyone for joining us for our 20th anniversary of the Mother's Day Luncheon. Special thanks to our sponsors, donors, and community partners for helping us bring the luncheon to you virtually and safely at home. Our goal for the luncheon is to raise $450,000. Why? Because we have a vision that every person lives with health and dignity. These funds will support our charitable programs and ensure the continuity of care through any crises. As our world continues to recover from COVID, I want to thank our VNA Health staff and volunteers for their diligence to care for our patients and families and each other. Usually during our Mother's Day Luncheon, we also recognize and appreciate nurses in honor of National Nurses Week. As a mother, a grandmother, and a nurse, this 20th anniversary of our Mother's Day Luncheon is really special for me. It's a reminder to care for each other and to thank those who care for us. So join me in thanking a nurse and wishing Happy Mother's Day to our special caregivers who help us live well.
Thank you, Linda, for sharing how VNA Health continues to care for our communities.
More than 113 years of caring, and that's one of the reasons why VNA Health is so special to me.
And for me.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, get comfortable. Let's enjoy celebrating the 20th annual Mother's Day Luncheon.
With appreciation and love, we celebrate all our honored and remembered mothers from the past 20 years. You raise us up.
You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas.
Dorothy was a country doctor's wife and involved herself in the community. I learned so much from her: unconditional love, how to be a good life partner, and how to be a friend. Jane Haberman, her daughter.
Dorothy Batchelor, my granny, was an incredible woman. She made an impact in her small community of Enderlin, North Dakota, and later here in Santa Barbara. She adored her husband, Steve, and showed us all what true love looks like. I'm thankful for our spirited kitchen table chats and all her love. Lisa LaFale, granddaughter.
What I recall about my mother was that in addition to her being the most loving and beloved mom, she engaged us in her work. My little friends and I were her focus group. If we fell asleep, she went back to drafting. If we stayed awake and asked her to read the story, she knew she had a winner. She went on to be famous the world over for her beloved children's books. She also organized our neighbors into a group she called the Folico Designers. She taught everyone to make designs that they printed on linoleum blocks. Within a few years, their designs were on the cover of Life magazine. And to this day, their reproductions in fabric are collector's items cherished by their owners.
In honor of his mother, Virginia Lee Burton, Eris Demetrios created the Caring Mother sculpture that has been awarded to all our past honored mothers. When flowers were presented to the speakers, MC Larry Crandell called for flowers for his co-MC, Debbie Davison. Debbie was then surprised by her son, Eric, carrying a big bouquet, who had driven in to honor and surprise his mom. Debbie Davison and Larry Crandell hosted the Mother's Day Luncheon for 5 years. We remember them both with love, gratitude, and big smiles.
Hello, my name is Jane Haberman. This 20th anniversary celebrating and honoring mothers is very meaningful to our family. My mother, Dorothy Batchelor, was the honored mother at the inaugural luncheon in 2002, and I had the privilege of being the honored mother in 2017. My husband, Norm, has been with the men's group since its inception. For many years, I served on the VNA Health Board of Directors, and during that time, Roger Dunham and I co-chaired the capital campaign to build our beautiful Serenity House, which is the only inpatient hospice facility of its kind in the Tri-County area. It's because of your donations that VNA Health offers subsidized charity care at Serenity House for those who need us most. We are so grateful. Thank you.
Over the past 30 years, Santa Barbara has become Leslie's family. She loves the city, loves the people, and loves the landscape. She has committed herself like a mother to helping it grow and leaving her caring footprints on its soul. Natana Cabanis, Leslie's granddaughter.
Lady Leslie Ridley Tree, my grandmother, has always been my pillar and lighthouse. Tawa Cabanis Manson.
Leslie's family never had any doubt that she loves them deeply and unwaveringly. About anything else, she's always willing to consider changing her mind.
The story of Christmas is the story of a love that is never extinguished. My mother had that kind of love. Indestructible, unconditional, always forgiving, never in doubt. Her love was the rock of my life. She was the architect of me. She died more than 50 years ago, but she lives inside me still. That's the way love works. Some things are stronger than death. Larry Crandall, son.
My mother taught me to love cats, dogs, cooking, reading, flower arranging, and gardening. She also taught me all the names of flowers found in the Sierras. Our family went to the Sierras for many years for 2 weeks during the summer. She loved to entertain, and her parties were lots of fun. She had a great sense of humor and often had us in hysterics at the dinner table.
Hello, I am Judy Murphy, and I have served on the host committee for the Mother's Day Luncheon since 2002. In 2003, my husband Peter called upon a number of his tennis buddies to join him one special night where he asked them to help underwrite the luncheon. This was the beginning of Men's Night, and every year, gentlemen from our community gathered for good food, good friends, and for a good cause, supporting VNA Health and the vital care they provide our community. Peter passed away in 2012, but every year the gentlemen of Men's Night help underwrite the luncheon, and to date, Men's Night has raised nearly $1 million. A special thank you to Steve Liu, Roberta and Stan Fishman, and Neil Levinson for making that happen. VNA Health has provided generations of care for my family. My mother, Regina Venegas, shared stories of visiting nurses coming to her home to provide care for her as a child, then as a new mother, and eventually hospice care. In 2010, my mother received hospice care in her home, and in that same year, she was well enough to be honored as Caring Mother of the Year. When Peter faced end of life, we were surrounded by care at Serenity House. My father, Lou, in his later years also received home health therapies from VNA Health. Thank you, VNA Health, for your attentive care and support in a time of great need for my family and me. And thank you to all the Men's Night supporters for your continued generosity over so many years and for helping to keep this important Mother's Day luncheon tradition going so that we can continue to help people live well at any stage of life.
I don't think there's been a day that has gone by since Mom passed that I didn't have some sort of poignant thought, memory, or happy feeling about her. As we all know, Mom was unique in her way of caring for and connecting with people. You felt a deep interest from her, a curiosity. Whether a dog, cat, horse, or human, she gave a bit of her heart to those surrounding her. She truly felt love for everyone. What fortune we had in having Mom as our mom. Janet Stimson, one of Patty Whalen's daughters.
Mom, from the moment you walk into any room, we are left breathless. Not only is your stunning beauty timeless, but your presence to all those that surround you so purely genuine. You have always put our family first, but made sure to carry out the philanthropic work so dear to your heart. Your devotion to Dad over the years, your love for your children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren cannot be measured. A brilliant gem to be treasured. We love you, Mom. Peter Douglas, son.
Because of your support, VNA Health is always there to comfort and care for our community over troubled waters.
Like a bridge over troubled water, I will ease your mind. Like a bridge over troubled water, I will ease your mind. I'll be your bridge or troubled water. When you're down, I will carry you like a bridge or troubled water. I will lay me down, lay me
Some love. She was all Mom while we were growing up, taking care of us with all the love. When it was our turn to take care of her, she let us, but gave us gifts of wisdom we never knew she was saving to give us. The more we still miss her, the more we know how much she left behind with us.
I am beyond blessed to have been born the daughter of Anne Smith Tobes. A better mother could not be found. A better woman could not be found. She is exemplary. With the most loving and caring heart, she is truly an angel on earth. Her kindness and love for her family knows no bounds, and her compassion for others is bar none. Her love of the arts has permeated throughout her whole life, and she continues to thrive in theater. At first as a teacher, then as president of the Libero Theater and a major supporter of the Granada, and now by investing in Broadway shows that mean something to her. Her philanthropic works are endless, and she leads by her heart, and in doing so impacts so many in her quest to leave this world better than she found it. Mission accomplished. Jennifer Smith, daughter.
My parents were great role models for love and marriage for me. Although they never had a lot of money, both worked hard until they retired, and they always had fun and created a loving environment for me and my sister. After they retired, they moved from New York to California to be near our family to relax and got involved in many activities. My mother received great love from my father during the 75 years of their marriage. Val Montgomery, daughter.
Thank you, Erin Graffey, for hosting our 2007 Mother's Day Luncheon.
Gammy is the glue that holds her extensive, devoted family together. She has been an active Santa Barbara community leader her whole life, but always put family first. While her wisdom has guided so many of us over the years, it is her compassion and her humor that stands out. She is all big glasses and smiles.
I miss my mother every day. I still remember her old phone number in Palm Desert. I've actually called it a few times by mistake during the time she has been gone. Seems like I have something new to tell or ask her every day. She could always make a bad day better or turn clouds into sunshine. Alan Porter, son of Georgiana Porter.
Dearest Noni, time has brought us a greater understanding of life and a growing appreciation of all you were to your grandchildren. As life's plan unfolds and we were gifted with the beautiful experience of being parents ourselves, we reflect back on the foundation of our childhood and how much you meant to all of us. You were a wonderful grandmother and a role model. Our hearts are full of love and gratitude for your gentle, kind, and loving spirit. We remember fondly our Christmas morning breakfasts, our Sunday barbecues at the ranch, lunches at Nordstrom's Cafe, dinners at Café del Sol, and all the very special holiday meals we shared. While life is not the same without you here, you live forever in our hearts each and every day. We miss you dearly, Noni. From your 7 grandchildren and 21 great-grandchildren.
Hi everyone, we're the Levinsons.
I'm Jill.
And I'm Neil.
As a mom, I thank you for joining us today for this 20th anniversary celebration of the VNA Health Mother's Day Luncheon. Both VNA Health and the Luncheon are very special to me and my whole family, and it's become our family tradition to support VNA Health. In 2007, my own mom, Irma Jerkowitz, was the honored mother. It was such a joy for all of us to celebrate her civic leadership, funny family memories, and her as just a wonderful mother.
And then 7 years later, I was happy to celebrate Jill as the 2014 honored mother. Being married to Jill, I especially know how many hats you wear and how committed you are as a wife, a mother, a daughter, and a friend. In addition, you continue to be a great philanthropic leader for our community.
Well, thanks, honey. I really have to give credit to our parents for planting the seeds of giving back to our community. We really learn by example.
And I am grateful we are teaching our kids to pass on philanthropy in our community.
And that's why we're here today. Don't forget you do your part, honey, by being vice chair of the board for VNA Health and supporting the Peter Murphy Men's Night Group for so many years.
VNA Health has been able to care for our community for more than 100 years because of our community's support. Please join us in continuing our community's tradition of caring by supporting VNA Health, and be sure to thank the special women in your life. Happy Mother's Day!
Molly O'Daniel Danielson was an amazing lady full of strength and spice, yet such a lovely lady at the same time. She passed that same vigor to my mom, Molly Dole, and I hope I received some of it too. I strive every day to be like them. Grandmother was the matriarch of our family and kept us all in line in a strong but loving way. She was as dedicated to community service as she was to her family. She knew how fortunate she was and always made sure to do her part to help others. Her other huge love was travel. I don't think there was a place she didn't visit. In high school, I spent one night each week sleeping over at her house, and we would play dominoes till late in the night. She always beat me. She was so much fun. She was so loved and will forever be so missed. Marcy Bazzani, granddaughter.
With special appreciation and love to Catherine Remak for emceeing our Mother's Day luncheons with beautiful grace and purpose. 2008 through 2013, 2016, and 2021.
My mother remains one of the smartest, best informed, and engaged persons I know. She still enjoys her book clubs, her documentaries, her classes, now online, and her grandchildren. We are so fortunate to have an amazing matriarch and role model in our family. Michael Bordowski.
Although my mother appeared to be a refined and gentle woman, she had the strength and intelligence to handle 7 boys and 2 girls. That says a lot. Peter McDougall.
Loved, adored, and respected by family and friends, Reggie welcomed you with warmth and affection. She was a good listener, focused on only you. A wonderful sounding board. You always felt at peace when leaving her. Life regenerated. Reggie was the matriarch of the family. She leaves behind a lifetime of memories that linger in our hearts and minds. She loved like no other, and we think of her every day. Judy Murphy, daughter.
Mom is kind, smart, fun, giving, loving, always smiling. Just like Mary Poppins, she's practically perfect in every way. I love you, Mom.
Our mom is the living illustration of the words unconditional love. Each one of us feels it from her, and we always have. To be one of her children is to be blessed beyond all reason. Janie Shawl Gothrow.
If dictionaries used icons to help illustrate the meaning of a word, my mom's radiant, always smiling face would be next to the word sanguine, cheerfully optimistic, upbeat, hopeful. A more positive attitude toward life and all those in it I have never known.
Just about everything about my mom makes her special to me. Her caring nature, her unconditional love, her abilities, her smile, her 100% upbeat attitude, and her openness to new ideas and or thoughts. Love you, Mom.
Our mom was a special lady who overcame adversity as a widow at age 39 with 7 children from ages 2 to 13. We still marvel at how she pulled it off. She was patient, dedicated, and maintained her graceful demeanor and good humor to the end of her 92 years. She really was a hero to her children and grandchildren and remains a role model for all of us. We were truly blessed to have such a mom.
Now that I'm a mom myself, I really understand my own mom so much better. And even though we've all flown the coop, she's still often the first person I call with good news or bad news. She's also an incredible noni to Grace, who's 10, and Benjamin, who's 5. And they love to go on all sorts of adventures with her. They also love to read books with her and play games with her. We love her so much, we can't believe it.
There is no one else I would want on my team more than my mom. She is the most loyal cheerleader, the fiercest fighter, and can solve just about any problem. I'm proud to have her as a mother and lucky to call her my friend.
My mom is such a wonderful and unique person. She goes to bat for anyone she cares about. Like a mama bear, you don't want to get between her and the people she loves. She's also so smart and has educated herself in the world of ailments. She's basically halfway to a medical degree with all of the knowledge she has. Growing up, I always felt supported by her, and that is a gift that I still feel the warmth of today. She means the world to me. She is my safe place to go for all the answers.
It was my mother's spirit that was her most outstanding feature. She was determined to come to America, and when here, she was determined to make a success of her life as well as her family's life here. She was always very positive and looking for the bright side of things. It was very tough on her and Peter, my dad, during the early years, and all my siblings and I joined in helping with the finances while we were kids and teenagers. But she would never give up. Consequently, she and my dad had a great life here. Frank Skipper, her son.
My mother has always been capable of doing whatever she set her mind to, whether it was going to nursing school while raising a family, welcoming beloved elders to come live with us, or starting her walk for the cure and keeping it going for 20 years. I admire her strength and motivation and her love for helping others. Cynthia Ireland.
When God created Mom, also known as Barbara Ireland, He created the best possible human example of how the very best mom ought to be. Mom is a very strong person, and her faith in our Lord Jesus exemplifies her strength. Mom is very humble, selfless, sweet, and kind. Beautiful inside and out, a true angel. When I give thanks for my blessings, God's very greatest blessing to me is my mom, who is also my best friend. Mom is a blessing to all of us. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. I love you so very, very much. Barbara's first daughter, Mary.
There is nothing more important, difficult, and rewarding than raising children. With grace, patience, strength, courage, and unconditional love, Mom teaches by example to consider others as more important than yourself. Proverbs 31 describes our mom beautifully.
Laverne passed away in 2011, 97 years young. She will always be remembered for the unconditional love she had for her children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren.
Without any exaggeration, my mom is the best person I know. I'd say that, she's more of a friend than even a mom. She's always there for me and always constantly giving me the best possible advice and always having fun together. No matter how down I'm feeling or how down she's feeling, she's always there. She puts my brothers and I at such a priority that it's insane. I got so lucky.
We're very proud to be Jill's parents. She is a very special young woman with lots of moxie, compassion, and energy who has done some wonderful things for our community. Additionally, she is a very loving and dedicated mother to Paige, Drew, and Jamie. We love you, Jill.
Hello, and thank you for joining us. I'm Pamela Dillman Haskell, and I've had the privilege of witnessing and receiving exceptional care from VNA Health, and that's why I'm here today. Most people really don't understand hospice care until you receive it. I didn't, not until my stepmother was on hospice with VNA Health. The level of compassionate support that we received moved me so much that I started volunteering for VNA Health. Patients and families need to know that you don't have to walk the end-of-life path alone. VNA Health can be there with you, surrounding you with compassion and dignity and peace. Through the years, I have served on the VNA Health Board of Directors and on the host committee for the Mother's Day Luncheon. I've had the honor of producing the fashion show for the Luncheon, which has successfully grown and evolved into thrilling productions of fashion and music and dance. They say music is medicine, and when my father was on hospice at Serenity House, I witnessed how music therapy can bring joy even when dying. As a mom, one of my greatest joys is seeing my daughter grow up on the fashion show catwalk into a professional dancer who now gives back to her community by volunteering her time and talent to support VNA Health. I hope you enjoy the memories of our Mother's Day luncheons, and please remember that VNA Health is here to help you when you need it most.
My mother had very advanced MS, so she couldn't speak to her children. She was hospitalized 6 months after I was born and then passed away when I was 11. I always think of how horrific it must have been when we'd visit her every weekend and her children would be surrounding her and she couldn't even communicate with us. However, my strongest memory was being the youngest child. I secured the best spot getting to lay next to her in the hospital bed, and she would grip my hand. She held my hand so tightly my father would have to pry her hand from mine when we left. I've always felt a very strong spiritual bond to my mother, speaking to her throughout my life in good times and in times of adversity. Her love is always there, always present, and mine for her.
Our mother is the greatest listener we've ever known. Even now, as her hearing is failing her, she listens faithfully with compassion and empathy and always without judgment. What a pleasure it is to always be heard, especially by one's mother. And she listens with such kindness because that's just how she's constructed. She's a kindness machine. Her resting state is one of joy and the expectation of joy. She's always practical, selfless, understanding, and present. She does what needs to be done in the moment for her children without regard for mess or hassle or convention. She's humble and unconcerned with credit, plaudit, or praise. She uses her great intellect not to impress, but rather to inform and to relate. To her 6 children, she has been ever true, ever kind, ever faithful, ever devoted, and always fun.
Mercedes Eicholz. Force of nature was the most used to describe her, and we all know you don't escape forces of nature. My brother and I always knew we had to share the mother of us all, who surrounded herself with countless friends, young and old, and gave counsel, solicited and not, with equal measure. Joan Davidson, daughter.
My mama had a dancing heart, and she gave that heart to me. That is the opening sentence of a beautiful children's book my mother gave me years ago, and it perfectly sums up how I feel about her. Generous, graceful, kind, creative, and joyful, Mama always leads by example. She lives with a helping hand, an open door, and a kitchen ready to feed one and all. Her warmth and wit are spiced by intelligence and curiosity, and her passion for the arts is a thread throughout her entire life. But above all, her deep and abiding faith underlies all she does. I am so grateful for my mama's dancing heart. Polly Firestone Walker, daughter.
My mom and I felt like we had lived many, many lives together. We went through it all. We healed the hurts, and in the end, we knew that we had lived an extraordinary life together. It was so full of laughter, adventure, play, challenge, and support, communication, understanding, and love. A whole lot of love. She was everything that I've come to believe a mother can be. My life is overflowing with love today, and it's because of her. She was and she always will be my angel. The day before she died, she held my cheeks in her hands and she smiled and she said to me, "We did it right this time." Yeah, Mom. We did. Eric Davison, her son.
I am the proud daughter of Jane Haberman. I am strong because she and my grandmother have shown me the way. She provides unconditional love and support for her entire family. The time we get to spend together reminds me that I not only have an incredible mom, but a beautiful best friend. I love you, Mom. Lisa LaFeo, daughter.
Jane has always been such a pillar of support for our family. Kind, sympathetic, and loving whenever we needed a hand, but also steadfast, strong, and determined whenever things needed to get done. She manages to walk with grace through both the good and challenging times, and we all know she'd be at our doorstep anytime we called.
My mom, Jane Haberman, the ageless wonder, pretty soon she's going to look younger than me. You know, she's always positive and always welcomes you with a big smile. And now that we have our vaccines, we can finally get back to our hugs, which is really nice. Her kindness and care and wisdom has been really essential during a very challenging year for everyone. So hopefully everyone else is coming through this last year, and things are looking up for everybody.
Lainey made me feel, as I think she made a lot of people feel, unique. She valued people for their special qualities, and she only saw the specialness of the people that she cared for. She would talk about them with such love and such understanding and such kindness and such wisdom, and that was how she approached everything in life. She sort of embodied love and kindness and wisdom. She definitely enjoyed the personal impact, but it was a two-way street. Her face would light up. You know, there was real joy there. Sarah Miller McCune, close friend.
Barry Dvorzan composed and performed 2 songs for his wife, 2018 honored mother, Jalinda Dvorzan.
Every single melody and every word that came from me was taken from the love we call our own. And when there's no more you and me, and our love's just a memory, the music will remain, though we are gone. But we'll always be there somewhere in my song. I love you, babe.
What makes my mom so special to me is how thoughtful she is. She always goes out of her way to help people and to make them feel comfortable. She works so hard, and she has such a unique, loving touch with everything she does. And this all comes from perhaps the most important thing: her sensitive, kind heart. Michael Dvorzan, son.
What is special to me about my mom is that she is not only a phenomenal mother, she's the best person I know. She is an inspiration, and she has shown me what it truly means to be a good person. I am beyond grateful, and I could not ask for anything more out of a mother.
My mom means the world to me. She leads with love and respect and has never strayed from this path. She's taught me what true beauty is and has never let me down. Her grace is a reflection of her patience and intelligence, and her heart is one of a kind. She's a truly exceptional person, and I am forever grateful to call her my mom.
Sally was the best stepmother we could ever have wanted. She kept our father comfortable, loved, and well-fed. She tolerated our incessant teasing when she first entered our father's life. Even during our demanding and difficult teenage years, she always welcomed us and later our children into her home. She did not take on the role of mother, but embraced us unconditionally as her stepchildren.
My mother embodied kindness and generosity and caring and compassion. She was a wonderful and devoted mother, a loving and selfless wife, a graceful stepmother, a caring and nurturing grandmother, and a devoted friend. From her volunteer work to her large circle of friends and family, She was always there to listen and help others and make people feel loved. She set an example for me that I will always strive to live up to. Polly Fortis, daughter.
Sally was an extraordinary unifier for our entire family, and she gave refuge, protection, and counsel to those of us in need. I am so grateful to her. I'm Catherine Peake, and Sally was my stepmother.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Rick Keith, Executive Director for VNA Health Foundation. Thank you for joining us. Your presence and participation is invaluable. I'd like to show you something. This is a 19th century nursing pen, very similar to the pen that our founder, Marion Watts, wore when she came to Santa Barbara as a visiting nurse. Though small, this nursing pen became a big badge of honor and trust and compassion, care, and healing. The community knew that if you received care from a nurse wearing this pen, you were safe. And if you had a visiting nurse in your town, then the health and well-being of the community improved. Today, this is our VNA Health pen. Just as small, more colors, and still a big badge of honor and trust and care and compassion. We are proud to sustain Marion Watts' legacy, and it is our goal to continue providing compassionate and trusted care for another 100 years. As a healthcare organization, we are committed to providing care through adversity and crises. VNA Health has cared for our community during the Spanish flu epidemic, the Great Depression, 2 world wars, and through multiple fires, floods, and earthquakes. Through the COVID-19 pandemic, our clinicians and caregivers remain steadfast in safely providing the medical care and therapies for patients and their families. We are able to do this because of generations of donors, sponsors, and volunteers who give well so that we can all live well. Our Mother's Day Luncheon is one of our signature fundraising events, and it is a part of our Give Well, Live Well 2021 campaign. Our Give Well, Live Well 2021 campaign will help us continue our charitable services and programs that include Serenity House Charity Care, Telehealth, Palliative Care, Music Therapy, and Pet Therapy, and our We Honor Veterans program and the Loan Closet. Year over year, VNA Health provides these charitable community programs which are solely funded by community financial support, your support. This year, our Give Well, Live Well goal is to raise $1.6 million to sustain our community care programs. Together, these services and programs help our community live well. Together, we can all live well. Thank you for your generous support.
This is the song that Cheryl first sang in the Cordettes and how she got her name.
Lollipop, lollipop, oh, lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh, lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh, lolly, 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 lollipop. Lollipop, lollipop, oh, lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh, lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh, lolly, 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 lollipop. Call my baby lollipop, tell you why. His kiss is sweeter than an apple pie. And when he does a tricky rockin' dance, man, I haven't got a chance. I call him lollipop, lollipop, oh, lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh, lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh, lolly, 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 lollipop. Lollipop, lollipop, oh, lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh, lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh, lolly, 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 lollipop, a lollipop.
My mama's most compelling and consistent characteristic is her friendliness and kindness, both to her family and friends, but also to acquaintances and even to strangers. Ryan Siemens, son.
My mom is the most selfless person on earth. Her goal in life is to make others happy,
me and my brother particularly. She will go out of her way for us and others to feel special.
I have been so lucky to have Cheryl in my life. And since the passing of my mom, Patty, who was one of her best friends, she has looked after me and my children as if we were her own. She has also become one of my closest friends. Julie Whalen Schutz.
Our whole community grieved for our 2019 Remembered Mothers, who were the mothers that were lost in the 2018 Montecito debris flow.
Remembering you is easy. I do it every day. But missing you is a heartache that never goes away. I hold you tightly within my heart, and there you will remain.
Fabiola was the love of my life and equally special to all those who knew her. She was gentle, kind, passionate, and caring.
My mom taught me to make the most of each day, to find the joy in everything, and to believe that something good will always be around the corner. My name's Brianna Haig, and my mom was Josie Gower.
Marilyn was a gentle spirit with ultimate patience, which she taught to our daughter. Antonio Benitez.
My mom was my best friend, mentor, business partner, and guiding light throughout my life. Her warmth, compassion, and love were contagious, and she made everyone she met happier. Her last message to me was, "Knowing you are taking care of business and being the best father and husband is all I could possibly want or need." Those words and her love are always at the forefront of my heart.
We feel so much loss for these families, but know that they are remembered in our hearts, and with this community, we are with you, we stand behind you, and we remember your loved ones. Lauren Canton is here to sing a song in remembrance of our remembered mothers.
There was a very special surprise appearance by Andra Day to sing her song Rise Up with 15-year-old Lauren Canton, a survivor of the mudslide.
for Lauren her amazing gift one more time. Thank you so much.
Loving thanks to Andrew Firestone for emceeing our Mother's Day luncheons with his dauntless humor, heart, and energy. 2014 and 2015, 2017 through 2021.
So first of all, we are doing this virtually. Second of all, we're sitting here in my home. And third of all, I'm actually not even wearing any pants. So we're here because VNA Health is such an important organization to this community. And regardless of how we celebrate, it is important that we remember the hard work they do in this community. 4 years ago, we celebrated my mother as an honored mother, and this is an important tradition to continue no matter how we do it.
Our mom and Nana is a very special lady. She radiates kindness and love. She cares deeply about others, and her family is so lucky to know and feel her care always. We love you, Mom. We love you, Nana, and we know you love us too. From Michelle and Tyler, Yvette, Jeff, Ben, Natalie, and Andrew.
I want to say to all of the mothers and special friends out there, keep doing what you're doing that gives you meaning and life. Giving to your family, volunteering out in the community. There's never been any time that you've been so needed.
I've never quite met anyone like my mother, who cared about individuals with such intensity and who wanted to go the extra mile to make a positive impact on each individual. In recent years, when I was leaving Santa Barbara to head back to my home in Los Angeles, Chris came up with a new goodbye saying. It was, "Remember that you are loved." I realize how powerful of a statement it is and how it cuts to the heart of my mother's idea of you as a special and loved individual. Monica Christie, daughter.
To all our honored and remembered mothers, remember that you are loved. Our heartfelt thanks to our lead and major sponsors. With deep gratitude to our 2021 host committee for their positivity and supportive help on our 20th anniversary Mother's Day celebration. We thank all our past committee members for their loving contributions and hard work on each Mother's Day luncheon from 2002 to 2021. We could not have done them without you. And to our staff and all medical frontline workers, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts for your courage, professionalism, and compassion. Our love goes out to you.
My love goes out to you right now. Hey, my love goes out to you right now.
Wow, it is inspiring to know that we have women like these in our community making our lives better every day. We thank all of our honored and remembered mothers and their families for joining VNA Health to celebrate their legacies.
These women are compassionate caregivers who have helped to shape the legacy of our community's character, our health and well-being, and our vision to live well. It's been such an honor to be part of recognizing these special moms.
I gotta say one thing real quick. Happy Mother's Day to you, Mom and Ivana. I love you so much.
And thank you all for your gift of time in joining us for the 20th anniversary Mother's Day Luncheon.
And we hope that you will also join us in supporting VNA Health. If you would like more information about how to donate or volunteer, please call 805-965-5555 or go online to vna.health.
Happy Mother's Day.
And live well. And cut. Woo! We got through it. Woo! And I kept my clothes on the entire time. Keith and Linda didn't throw anything at us here. All right, thank you guys all. We are out of here. That's a wrap.
go.